Alright, this morning, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I painted this controversial picture in 5 months. Why it took me 5 months, how I achieved it in 5 months. That's up for you to determine how detailed you think it is. I think it's pretty detailed. Why is it controversial? Because it includes lots of world religions, lots of symbology, lots of occult, esoteric content and material. So to some it might be offensive, but if you want to know the big meaning of the painting and art piece, which is an original, massive, fucking huge painting, one of the biggest I've ever done in my life, but the meaning of it is basically money is the root of all evil, and corruption is everywhere. In every group of people, no matter who you are, there will be corruption. Of course, it's a parody of The Last Supper. I went with kind of a boring painting idea, I guess, because people parody The Last Supper so much, but it's ironically called The First Supper, and it features the 13 wealthiest publicly known families. Of course, there could be secretly richer ones. In terms of net worth, if you just look it up, and it has lots of organizations and shit like that, but I don't really want to talk about what it means. I want to talk to you about the work behind it to help you guys out with a painting. If you're doing one this size and this like monumental, you think it will help out because it will kind of relate to you. If you're about to start a painting or a drawing, whatever art piece, and you know it's going to take a couple of months, this video is very relevant to you, and I feel like I can help out because I did it, and I'm going to be showing you guys like close-ups of it and all types of footage that I got from it. But this is my hand against the glass. It is very large. We accidentally broke the first frame. I was an idiot. I didn't really put the glass in a good spot, and Sky unfortunately did a little kick, and first one shattered, but she got me a second one that turned out a lot better, so thank you so much, Sky. It's very good. Basically, this was a drawing that did not need proportional gridding to achieve, right? It was just I didn't have a reference photograph, and I wasn't recreating someone's face, a building, something very specific, so I didn't need proportional. I wanted it to be freehand, so that's a huge factor. Is your painting, drawing, whatever, sculpture, is it going to be very realistic, or is it going to be a freestyle kind of play it by ear, day by day? This took a long fucking time, especially for me too, because if you guys don't know, I work in a restaurant. That's like my kind of normal 9-to-5 job, almost full time basically, to run PULLTRIG and that side and the podcast, if you guys don't know. So I don't have a lot of time, but one thing you're gonna have to do and need to be good at is time management, especially if you're an adult who lives by yourself, has your own bills, especially if you don't paint full time, right, as an artist. Time management is crucial, and it takes down to dedication. You want to be very dedicated in between your work shifts or whatever. You're gonna have to work on a massive painting like this, huge. I know I wanted it to be insanely detailed. I wanted it to be very kind of shock you in the face, controversial, I was going for shock value. That doesn't matter. That's just whatever you guys decide to make. Hopefully this helps out if you do like sculpture, not just a painting, right? If you're gridding something and you must be proportional, that's almost kind of easier. Because I have done both. Because this one was freestyle, it kind of, this one just took a long time to decide to add all the layering and to decide how much darkness I want in the total piece. you know, in terms of the positioning of things, I wanted it to be almost kind of mostly symmetrical, but of course, some difference in terms of the content here and there. The composition, I wanted the colors to look good and kind of, I love how it turned out. I like how the big money stacks kind of fade off in the darkness. I wanted it to be very dark and kind of hard to see. Oh, another huge important thing is make sure you pick the thing you're painting on. Make sure it's really good, because I was just kind of dumb and I was like, oh fuck, this is glossy poster board. I just wasn't thinking. I don't paint too often, you know? So I was kind of rusty, totally just wasn't thinking, and it was bad because if you guys don't know, glossy poster paperboard, it does not let you paint it because it's too glossy, so the paint can't adhere to it, right? The surface of it is too shiny, too slick. So you can imagine why this took me as long as it did. That added time, I ended up fucking myself over a little bit, but you know, it's all good. I still made it work. I kind of had to learn how to make the fucking paint stick. I had to change the way I drew. This is multimedia, so I painted and used pen, ballpoint, all sorts of stuff like that. So I had to learn a new way to make sure the paint applies. So don't do that. Make sure you know what you're very comfortable with the materials before you start such a, you know, big grand idea. You want to try to get in the groove of things, and also I sketched out so much. I used multiple pages in a sketchbook, normal paper, pencil, you know, bust out. And I had to develop all of the, 13 disciple parody, 13 super wealthy families, where it's like, but I don't want to hush on that. But anyways, I had to develop sketches to get some kind of clue and idea of how this thing is gonna turn out, right? If you're doing a highly detailed painting, it's so hard. It's a lot, right? If you have such a vision and all these ideas and it's gonna be like this, we're gonna do things like that, it's hard to it's a lot at once, right? So to start developing and to start somewhere, that's the best thing. Sketching helped me out so much. Multiple pages. We're not talking just one rough draft. I did, probably around 20 pages. I'm gonna try to show some of that to you guys right now, pop it on screen, but it was crazy. And you'll notice some of the specific characters changed a lot, but overall, it was very close to my rough draft drawings and sketching. That helped me out so much. This is really weird, but for me, what helped, I watched and was inspired and motivated by the fucking Marvel comic book dudes who draw superheroes with pencil and marker. Just watching those guys, their workflow and how they do simple, quick comic sketches, that really helped me out with knowing what my composition is gonna look like, right? Where am I gonna place certain things, certain characters, and I used spray paint, oil, acrylic, graphite, ballpoint pen, maybe other stuff. This was months of my life was this fucking project right here, right? So, and the point of it is not to offend anyone. It has absolutely no political, fucking religious, any affiliation, side, nothing. It's just completely to speak that, hey, there could be evil anywhere, right? We don't know. You don't know what happens in the darkness, in the shadows. Who knows, right? But it's just a parody. If you guys thought this was helpful in any way, please consider subscribing, drop a like, drop a comment for me. This took a long time. I had to be very dedicated. It was a journey, 5 months. It was wild. And at one point, you're gonna think, if you're doing a huge, massive thing like this, you're gonna have it's a roller coaster. It's a baby. It's your child. You have to, you have to nurture it every day. You have to do more and more to it, and just believe in the process. You have to believe in, I want to achieve something great. You have to look at the end goal, envision the end goal of your painting, what it's gonna look like. That's gonna fucking fire you up, put a fire up your asshole, grab you by the nuts, and motivate you. I hope this helped. I try to give my most honest advice, tips to help you for a large project, whether painting, drawing, sculpture, whatever the fuck. I love you guys very much. Check out the PULLTRIG podcast if you haven't. Also, we have a new guest every single time, a new person. It's kind of a casual interview thing. You'd enjoy watching that. We talk a lot about art, and you can get to know me, I guess. Follow my Instagram, Owen_Def, and see you guys later.